Sometime this year, money is going to land in your account that doesn't feel like money. A bonus, a tax refund, a birthday transfer from a relative, and before you even check the number, your brain has already decided what kind of money it is. Fun money. You'll spend it faster, looser, and with less guilt than the paycheck that arrived in the exact same account a week earlier. Most people call that a lack of discipline, but the real reason is far stranger. Your brain does not believe that all money is equal. It runs a secret filing system, and that filing system, not your willpower, has been deciding where your money goes for your entire adult life. Here's the thing, economists have known for centuries, money is fungible. That's a fancy word with a simple meaning. $1 is identical to any other dollar. A dollar from your salary buys exactly as much as a dollar from a scratch card. The bank doesn't care where it came from. Your landlord doesn't care. The price of groceries doesn't care. So why do you care? That question bothered a young economist named Richard Thaler. Early in his career, Thaler noticed something odd about one of his professors, a respected economist who collected wine. The professor refused to sell any bottle from his cellar for less than $100, but he also refused to pay more than about $35 to buy an identical bottle. Think about that for a second. The same bottle, the same man. Two completely different values depending on one thing only, whether he already owned it. By the textbook, that's impossible. A thing has one value to you, but in the professor's head, my wine and wine in a shop sat in two different mental drawers, and the drawers never compared notes. Thaler spent decades pulling on that thread, and it eventually helped win him the Nobel Prize in Economics in 2017. He gave the phenomenon a name, mental accounting. Your brain doesn't keep one big pile of money, it keeps jars. A salary jar, a bonus jar, a savings jar, a vacation jar. Each jar has its own invisible label, its own rules, and its own spending personality, and the jars don't talk to each other. Once you see the jars, you see them everywhere. Researchers studying gamblers documented what casinos call the house money effect. People take much bigger risks with money they've just won because winnings don't feel like their money yet. It's the house's money. Same chips, different jar. Studies of taxi drivers found something even stranger. Drivers who set themselves a daily income target would quit early on busy, profitable days and grind long hours on dead ones. That's the exact opposite of what a profit-maximizing robot would do. Why? Because each day was its own separate account, and the only goal was to fill today's jar. And then there's the jar mistake that quietly costs households real money every single month. Millions of people carry credit card debt at a punishing interest rate while simultaneously holding savings that earn almost nothing. Mathematically, that's like paying someone $20 to guard your 10. But the savings jar is labeled "Do Not Touch," and the debt lives in a different drawer entirely. The jars don't talk, so the interest keeps flowing out. Now bring it back to your bonus. Why does the salary jar feel so guarded while the bonus jar feels so open? Daniel Kahneman and his longtime collaborator, Amos Tversky, found a big part of the answer. Their research on how people weigh gains and losses showed that losses hurt roughly twice as much as equivalent gains feel good. Your paycheck was earned. Your brain counted it, claimed it, and filed it under mine before it even arrived. Spending it registers as a small loss, and losses sting. But a bonus? A bonus was never counted. It showed up as a pure gain, a windfall, money from nowhere. Spending money from nowhere doesn't feel like losing anything. That's why Thaler's research found that windfalls get spent more freely than identical amounts of earned income. The money isn't different. The jar is different. Here's the twist, though. Mental accounting isn't a design flaw. It's a budgeting tool your brain invented long before spreadsheets existed. And most of the time, it quietly serves you well. The grocery jar keeps you from blowing the rent. The vacation jar lets you enjoy a trip without guilt. The problem was never the jars. The problem is that you never chose the labels. The labels were written automatically in the background by a system that was never designed for salaries, bonuses, cashback, or crypto. And modern money is engineered to exploit exactly that. Rewards points don't feel like money, so you spend them carelessly. Cashback feels like a gift, so it evaporates. Gift cards feel like free permission. A sudden gain in a trading app feels like house money, so you gamble it on something you'd never buy with your salary. Every one of these is the same trick. Get the money filed into a loose jar before you notice. Who wrote the label on your last windfall? You didn't. That's the point. So here's what you do with this, starting with the very next windfall that hits your account. Relabel it before it lands. The moment you learn a bonus or refund is coming, decide the split in advance. How much goes to the loose jar, and how much gets transferred on day one into the same account your paycheck lives in. Once it sits next to your earned money, your own loss aversion starts guarding it for free. Give it a boring name. March salary part 2 gets protected. Bonus gets spent. You're not fighting your psychology. You're hiring it. Because the jars were never the enemy. The automatic labels were. Sometime this year, money is going to land in your account that doesn't feel like money. Now you know that's not a fact about the money. It's a fact about the filing system. And for the first time, you get to hold the label maker. If this video showed you one of your own blind spots, share it with one person who's expecting a bonus this year. A new Money Goggles video every week.